democracy is under attack. And we got to fight for it. I taught at the University of Pennsylvania for 4 years. I used to teach political theory. Folks, always here. Every generation has to fight for democracy.
Do you know what I love? I love that his lies literally add nothing to what he... Like, it's not like where you lie to advance. He's adding lies that add nothing to what he's getting at. There's no reason to tell them.
But it does do something. It occupies the empty space in which he wouldn't say anything or say something stupid.
Jimmy Dore, Kurt, for God's sake, say something intelligent, please, while Jimmy's away, for God's sake. Look, why did Biden say that? Can we turn on expert, professional, psychologist mode, please? Not that I'm claiming that I would have such a qualification given by an academic institution, but let me engage my own intellect if I have the God-given capacity. Why did Biden say that? So, if he's never taught that and never done that, and it's a complete and total lie, and CNN are even saying that he's now lying, right? What's actually going on at the moment? Well, Biden has been the one who's been giving orders to shut down free speech. Biden is the one who has been trying to censor RFK Jr. and is behind, he's with the whole BlackRock Vanguard group. He is the one who is attacking the democracy. He's the one who's trying to shut it down. The First Amendment. Because the freedom of press is our freedom of use of press as the vehicle for free speech and political engagement, which we now know for certain, because they all work together. It's about we the people, and it's otherwise you wouldn't even be able to publish things in the newspaper that the government publish, which are required by law to be published, as well as our cases that we make. It's freedom of speech for the vehicle and the press, or else you can't air anything or even send anything in the post or even ring anyone up on the telephone if you can't air and transmit that free speech. So Biden is the one who's attacking it. Now, RFK Jr. is the real person who is defending the political rights and free speech. RFK Jr.'s opponent is the one who is defending the democracy. And that speech that he made last night was absolutely amazing, brilliant, opposing the whole, officially calling out the industrial military complex and BlackRock Vanguard, Google, YouTube was taking his videos down, the whole lot. Now, what Biden is saying, his words, this, I taught this or that, because why would he say, I taught political theory, because what he's trying to do is, he wants to be telling us what the political facts and law and truth are. He wants to, look, I'm going to teach you. I'm going to tell you what the political rights are. I'm going to tell you what democracy is. I'm going to tell you what is this and that. Like what he's been trying to do with YouTube and with everything. But what he has been trying to dictate. What he wants to do is he wants to tell everyone how it is with the political rights. And he wants them to believe him. And he wants that to be the truth, but it's not. It's not the truth. He is the one who's been breaking democracy. He's the one who's been stripping democracy and actually responsible for the demise of it. So why he's come out with that, flowed into that lie, that dialogue, is because he's up in front of America and he's wanting to somehow get hold of the situation. He's somehow, that dialogue that's coming out, what it is his latent subconscious wants to He wants to tell everyone how it is now. He wants everyone. I'm telling you now. I'm Biden. I'm up there now. This is, I'm telling you what it is. Same when he was with that news reporter. And he's right about Hunter Biden, and he's right being really earnest, as if it's from the heart. And he's like, my son is not a criminal. My son's done nothing wrong, and all this, like as if like it's like 1-to-1, like heart to heart or whatever. Like, but so why is that? That's what he's doing. He's coming out with all this spiel. Oh, I talk politics. I'm a teacher. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you what the politics is. I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm telling you now. But what he's actually doing is telling lies, which is what he's done the whole time with Google and YouTube, and why he's denied. He's trying to cheat RFK out of the election by rigging the system. So he is a fraudster. But the thing is, I think that partly he's got that old and senile that. I don't think that he realises he's doing it, but that's no excuse, because if he can't realise that he's between lies and truth, what's he doing as a president? He's not competent or capable. Is he partly using that? Is he playing on that as an excuse to come out with these lies, because then he can pretend that, he's going senile, so he's not responsible for what he says? So I think he is playing on that a little bit too. I think he's a man who's lost control of the situation. I think he's a man who wants to try and keep control, and he is now frantically trying everything. But there's something deeper to Biden. When he first came to office, he seemed all right. He is the classic puppet, because he's not fit to be president. He really isn't. But that doesn't matter, because they don't need a fit president. They just need the military-industrial complex behind the scenes pulling the strings. And it really, Biden is even his name, he's been chosen so people who know nod and hoodwink in the industrial military complex, key people in Google, Amazon, Mark Zuckerberg, Nick Clegg, all see that. And they nod at each other and they go, yes, the president has officially lost he's a sandwich short of a picnic. He's gone. And we have Nick Clegg, the global president of the metaverse, the new reality that will weave itself through the fabric of your phone, which now, as I speak, Google have merged with Oppo in my phone, and every time I take a photograph, as soon as I've taken a photograph in the kitchen and come back into here and go on the internet, I'm getting ads popping up with the same image criteria that the photograph I've just taken. I'm like, how is that? They scanned it before I've even walked back into the room. And then also I'll make a recording, an audio recording and a video, and then there'll be stuff popping up like that on YouTube, and I'm like, what? And now I've found that these updates have been putting on my phone over the last few months. It has been, now the genetic image viewer has got Google Images fused into it, and you can't turn it off. And that's the only image editor you get on the phone with it. And when you deactivate it, you can't edit images like change them or write over them or do things to them, right? The image editor that you get with your phone is part of this Google thing that looks at your photos. So if you deactivate it with Google on, I can't edit my images. So if I turn it off so Google can't see images on my phone as I'm taking them, as I'm actually taking the photographs live, if I turn that off, I can't edit the photos because I haven't got an onboard photo editor. So if I take photos of stuff and then, like, say for example, I took evidence of something or someone and I wanted to change it and cover someone's face up or edit it, change the photograph after I'd got it and put it in my computer or something, so they wouldn't see what it was that I took a photograph of, or put it on some, let's say I put it on some storage drive so it never went on my computer, right? I can't edit that. And also, they've removed the bin, the recycle bin. So there's something really weird going on now. They've ditched the recycle bin, so you haven't got your normal recycle bin. It just goes, and there are these ghost files that remain for an undefined length of time, right? So they're trying to have real-time access to what you're doing as it happens and as you photo it. And they're actually winding you up. They're doing it through Google Network, YouTube and Facebook and Google Ads on every site as you're doing it. And you're meant to get used to that and think that it's okay and normal. But now I've realised I can't turn it off. Well, I can turn it off. I think I can turn it off on the app. But then there's all the other apps. And then when you turn these generic apps off that they've merged, there is a Google image viewer, and that one doesn't, apparently, it's not linked into all this thing. But the ones that the Oppo, the generic ones that come with the phone, aren't Google. They're not labelled Google. They're meant to be just like your standard, what is it, like your staple apps you get with your phone, like like your standard non-brand cheap generic app that your phone company does. That it's not affiliate. It's just like Samsung or Oppo or whatever. But that's actually now, when they've updated it all over the last few months, stage by stage, that's now actually what Google is embedded in it. And that Google Lens function is the app. It's part of the app, that the only one that you get with the phone, where you can edit your photos. So they actually camouflaged it. They've hidden it so it looks like one of your normal non-Google apps. Like it's not, Google Drive, it's not Google Images. It just looks like one of your normal standard phone apps, right? So that's camouflage. And what happens when they camouflage something and put it on your phone so they can get it on there and get it working and activated? And by the way, once they've scanned all your phone and all the things you like and, had you like profiled by AI in 10 seconds, like, we'll put this person in, he's a liberal, he likes RFK, he's got photographs of, this porn taste or that porn taste, he likes ancient sites, this and that, this is his style of artwork. AI will scan it in 10 seconds. Now, even if you turn that off, you can't edit any of your images. You can't use any image editing software unless you get one from Google Play, which, surprise, surprise, are all infiltrated by Google Ads. There are no real decent free apps anymore that people make out of the goodness of the heart. So to edit anything, you've got to turn that on, because that's the only app really that edits photos, right? And as soon as you turn it on, then it's, hello, I'm all, what's on this phone in 1 second, boom. So everything that you took and photographed while you had it turned off, then they suddenly see it when you click your fingers, right? And it's not just that, it's all the Greg Secker lifestyle trader ads that are winding you up unless you pay up to go ad free. Just wind up ads. Secker, go away, Secker. Block. Yeah, but you can't block a seller. You can only block one of their ads at a time. And Secker has got 100 ads. He's got 100 ads running. No one else has got 100 ads. It's not normal. Yes, Google make it so you can run large campaigns if you want, but then the normal person, the regular behaved person, someone who's not a complete and total weirdo or freak, is running maybe 1, 2, maybe 4 or 5 at the most adverts, Save the Animals or National Geographic or I don't know, Save the Jungles or whatever, or even if it's a company, they might have 2 or 3 adverts. But Secker, he's got 100 adverts And that's why you block one, then a second one comes up, then you block it, and you've got to wait for 3 or 4 seconds before you can skip it. So he's loving it because he's called Secker. I'm Secker. And you've got to watch him for a few seconds. And then when you block him, he's like he thinks it's good. He likes it. He thinks that it's cool because he's Secker. And this guy's like best mates with Branson and like Lee Musk and Bill Gates. He's on the Bezos team. He's on the Take Over the World team. The Come Over to the Dark Side team. The Come Slip Into My Slimy Swimming Pool team with his, he's got 10 houses or whatever, come on over, I'll trade lifestyles, he's like Simon Cowell. He's like, come slither into the X Factor queue and be famous, sing for Simon Cowell and Cheryl, Osborne, Sharon Osbourne, and slide into the, villa, the Beverly Hills villa, and be powerful and rich and famous. This is it. And it's targeted at young kids and teenagers and people. But he's making money out of them. That's why I don't like Google. And he's one of their main baseball hitters, one of their main team players at the moment for the excess riches, the excess materialist side, And he's almost like he's set up, he's like he's basically like Mr. Beast. YouTube have got Mr. Beast is like one of the flagship channels, and Coco Melon, right? They are the trump cards for YouTube. They're some of their main flagship channels, and they're making a fortune. So in the Google Ads arena, in the Google Ads division, not in the normal channels division, Secker is like their champion for ads, basically like the Coco Melon or Mr. Beast, and he's really hard hitting for this Bezos lifestyle, Musk lifestyle, Mark Zuckerberg lifestyle, Branson lifestyle, Rishi Sunak lifestyle. He's really playing for that team. And how they're taking us, how they're doing it is, they're on our phones. The press know everything. Google know everything. It's gone. It's done. I mean, they started putting this out probably. I started noticing it a few months ago. Maybe, I don't know if it's as long as 6 months. They've been doing it longer, but they started making us aware of it, because you can only really, really, really know when you start seeing some sort of effect from it or feedback, which is, just a minute, I've just taken a photo of an orange in the kitchen, and now there are oranges popping up on my phone, but I hadn't uploaded it. No one knows I've taken a photo of an orange. It's my phone in our house. It's my own private life. I ain't even told anyone on Facebook, YouTube. Now, what that symbolises, what it means is it's a message. They're making a point. They want you to know that they know everything you are doing and have done. And it's too late now, because now the only reason they're letting you know that is this, that they're showing you through the whole network. Oh, look. I know you've been taking photos of oranges because now I'm showing you them. Now, how long have I been knowing what you've been taking photos of without showing you, right? So, as far as I'm concerned, Charles, Rishi, the whole government, right? Because Biden and the government were telling YouTube, Google, by the way, Google what to take down, what to put up, who to censor, who not to censor. I've had my channel taken down unlawfully when it's politically protected under First Amendment and right to petition, as well as RFK, Australian Parliament. And they're even really trying to make people believe that. And this is what's happening with Biden now. He can't believe that, his facade is I've kind of gone off the Biden subject. I didn't really want to go off the Biden subject, but this is the thing, that First Amendment, that our right to the use of press, if we didn't have the right to use the press, how could you use your free speech? Because you wouldn't be able to use it. You wouldn't be able to use free speech if you couldn't, what you're going to use only to use it, when you're walking around in the streets, that'd be pointless. You can use it through the post, through telephone, through the electric telegraph, which was in the 1900s, in the newspapers, public notices. But for engagement with the government, when you are acting in a capacity as a citizen to have your say and get things changed, get things done, you've got a right. Otherwise, you don't have that capacity. You can't issue notices to get people to support political actions in casework, because if you can't air it or send it or dial it, you can't transmit. So, and I think it's really, Biden can't actually believe that we have got this right, and he's been trying to take it off us. So, gone off subject a bit now, but this is actually important because there's that Google case just being opened at the moment. The Hill just reported on it, and RFK's been, onto YouTube itself. RFK's got a case against YouTube. So this is Google itself. We know it's affiliated with Black Rock Vanguard. And we know that these 77th Battalion Brigade departments are the army of the government. And we know that there's this industrial military complex. And we know that if Google and the governments have been working together to having taken stuff down, I think they've already done it. They've already profiled us. And I think it's all on hard drives. When you see these photographs of big BBC buildings, in the 1920s with all those corridors and corridors of huge machine transmitting equipment, that go on endless, those like in the King's Speech when they've just got all that equipment that fills up a warehouse, B&Q size. They've got all that shit, and they've got all the hard drives in some back cave in one of those military bunkers, and they've already done it. It's done. It's done. They've already profiled probably everyone already, every single person, because I don't think that it would, Google is, that's what Google is. Google is their left arm and their right arm, it's Google. You see, where is it located? It's Google. They've got it. And that's what they're using it for, to influencers. So it's been done. I never consented to it. I know you never consented to it, not knowingly. They just crept it in, and they've just done it to us. It's literally like someone coming up behind you and pulling your boxer shorts down and taking a photo of your willy, without any warning. That's what it is. No matter what small print or clauses they've got, I never consented to anyone looking at my photographs, what I take, when I don't choose to upload them to websites or anything. And also, access your camera. No one, they're actually using it psychologically. I think that is a psychological warfare. When I'm in my own house, minding my own business, and then a entity that I don't know them, they're strangers. And then what they're doing is, it's like, in bullfighting when you wave a red rag at a bull. It's doing that. That's what it is. That's what it is. I know that Jimmy Dore will know what I mean. It's getting like a red rag. And it's almost like showing it up on the screen and waving it and going, woo, woo. Because like provoked and unprovoked. There's a provoked assault or an unprovoked assault. They're provoking you. And what they want you to do is to pay up and get rid of the ads to stop Secca from annoying the hell out of you, harassment, or just get used to it. I know it's okay. It's perfectly all right. And the whole pitch is that Google's great. Google Santa Claus, Google Elves, Google the happy search engine page with the little cool games. They've got these Dexter and Mandark people working in Google headquarters. That is like surface nail varnish gloss to a very sinister organization which has had the intention to gather all this data, and Zuckerberg is right in the middle of it, like a blackbird in a pie, like a whistling pot in the middle of a pie, like a whistling figurine in the middle of a baking pie. Zuckerberg is right in the thick of it, and if I was Zuckerberg, I want him prosecuted for treason. I don't care what Google or Biden have been threatening with. We'll take away First Amendment protection or this or that or whatever clause it is that RFK told us. Which it's in that act that gives them a third party non-liability for content. But Zuckerberg, why didn't he use his money to oppose the government, take him to court? What if Zuckerberg's such a brain such excessive intelligence, why didn't he understand the First Amendment and challenge him on it? It's almost like a sellout to democracy. And the fact that he wants to do the metaverse and get everyone distracted by that and get them into that while there's all this going on, it's just despicable. Why would you want to do that to the people? I don't know why Mark wants all this metadata on people. Oh, I'm saving the world. I'm going to make you, I'm going to find you your perfect match. Well, wasn't Plenty of Fish, good? We had to go with that website, but it didn't quite work, did it? They don't. There's actually... If you check out all those porn sites, like they're advertising some really weird stuff now. Weird latex body parts that look human, trying to get people used to it and think it's normal. And they're trying to bring these android nurses in, and they've got all those manga cartoons. It's not just some random geeks in China or Thailand or America who, this is cool, I'm into this. There is a military brainiac behind it. There is someone who is... there's a purpose. We're going to get these people in, blow up dot into fake, into manga or pretend stuff. Then we're going to get them into the metaverse. A sperm count's already dropped by half since the war. They turned us into like obese diabetic people, and they've bought up all those companies and continue pursuing the advertising. It is a secret Trojan genocide. And unfortunately, Mark and Elon, they just don't get it. I don't care what intelligence Elon has got in computation. Like if BBC goes round, gets in a chair, sits in front of him, his eyes are going left and right like data. That's a negative. Elon, work it out. 5 plus 7 divided by 16, a fraction of 54, divided by 54, Brian Cox. Elon, work it all out. Well, Elon, work this out, right? The military have steered him and Mark using Clegg and the rest of it because they have got a much bigger, long-established plan way before Mark was a sperm floating around in his mother's womb like on inner space. Woohoo! Do-do-do, and we're going surfing. Do-do-do-do, here comes Zuckerberg, sperm eats egg. There's a dark, sinister plan out there. And little baby Mark, he ain't even got cottoned onto it yet, but now he's growing up into Big Mark, and now he's successfully selling adverts on the internet, and all his money's flowing in, but he doesn't really realise there's a big, powerful force being steering it all. That's the problem with Musk and Zuckerberg. They have not got a foggiest clue. In fact, they've been assisting, aiding and abetting. And that's the problem with Zuckerberg, with Musk, with his lasers. the only thing Musk wants to do instead of developing new lasers is invent a time machine, go back in time and stop the person who invented the first gun from inventing it. How about not inventing it? How about not inventing the peacemaker? How about not inventing the tank or the gun or the cannon or any of the weapons? And how about getting your laser gun and chucking it in the bin, which is basically what RFK Jr. is saying. How about scrapping weapons, not helping them develop more? Ooh, there might be a meteor coming to hit us. Well, that's an excuse for a weapon. And by the way, then, if we're going to be shooting asteroids, well, let's practice it and shoot Chinese instead. In fact, hey, why don't you build some battleships and we'll have some and we'll have a good old jolly sporting, a good sport. Good sport there. Putin, good sport, Putin. Goodwill hunting, Putin. Let's test our lasers out at each other. Got to make sure we can hit a target at, other side of the world or it'd be useless. Come on, let's be a good sport now. Vladimir, be a good sport. Let's test the lasers out. We can't just be shooting stray asteroids. It's like shooting clay pigeons. There's no fun in that. We want some live targets. Come on. Get Mr. Ying Chung on the job and get him, come and get his rockets launching if he can launch them without it blowing up, This is it. There are issues. And this Google surveillance, because they want to know everything about everyone. They've got, Gates, Bill Gates has got so much now. He's got to know everything. This is obsessive compulsive. It's not normal behaviour for everyone to have to know every single thing. They've got themselves into a certain position where if they do not know everything, then they have potential of, someone, pulling the whole thing, which is basically what the position that Biden's in now. Because Biden cannot actually handle the fact that he's lost control because he's a liar. He's the one who wants to, throw democracy to keep power and control. And, instead he lies and says that he's all for democracy and he's the one who's trying to protect it. No, I'm the one who's trying to protect it. I'm Biden. I'm the one who's trying to protect it. I was teaching it. I'm the only one who's protecting democracy. They're trying to take it from us. I was teaching it. I'll tell you what democracy is. Don't listen to RFK. I taught everyone everything they know about democracy. No, Biden, you're not. You're the bad guy. You're the one who's trying to throw it and lie about it. And that's why Biden's coming out with all that, my opinions and hypotheses are my own opinions and hypotheses, So that is effectively, Biden is scrambling for control now. But the thing is that he's joke anyway. He is, his military commanders are there watching him trip up on the stage and falling over from stuff. It's all Charles and the military. There's people on battleships and people on Air Force bases laughing at Biden because really the military runs the place. And that is one thing that RFK knows. But whether or not we can do anything about it, even if RFK gets voted in or not, because they've already assessed their opposition. They've fully and completely and totally already assessed us with AI. They've profiled every single person in their financial capacity, their skills, their interests. They've already got us in computer database systems, in files. We're fully profiled without asking us, so they can protect their own military interests of control and command, right? They've already done it. It's done. Done. There's nothing you can do about it now. People know shit about you. The fucking newspapers know shit about me. They know shit about other people. And you can't erase that. They've seen it. They've grabbed hold of your boxer shorts. They've ripped them down. And they've had a good look. And then there's been police filmers there. Police porn directors popping up with their cameras. Ooh, Gabe, film him. On a moped. Who's a naughty guy on a moped? You've got the right to remain silent, but you've not got the right to not reflect the sun off your body, or else we won't be able to see you, would we? Dim but Tim but dim.